5 tips for repairing previously sealed pavement cracks. Cracks are typically the first sign that pavement is deteriorating, and we treat the cracks by applying the best product, hot applied asphalt-based crack sealant. Over time, that crack sealant becomes damaged and is no longer effective at sealing out moisture, rocks, sand, debris, and more. Knowing how to reseal a previously sealed crack once it fails is another maintenance tool in your toolbox. When you find pavement that has non-performing crack sealant, it is better to treat the deteriorated crack rather than leave it untreated, where it is infiltrated by water, impurities such as chlorides, de-icing chemicals or fuels, debris, and sunlight that will continue to deteriorate the pavement. When resealing old cracks, you are limited in preparation options. To help ensure seal performance, here are 5 tips to help achieve the best second seal possible. 1. Remove as much of the old sealant as possible without causing further damage to the pavement, and then add new sealant. When new sealant is applied over old, dirty sealant, it can pull right off, wasting time, money, and resources. Routing the crack will remove old sealant, rocks, and debris and prepare the crack for sealing. If you choose not to remove the old sealant, you must know that the new sealant placed over old sealant will not last as long as if you had placed all new sealant. Cleaning and removing old sealant can be easier in cooler weather. 2. Sealed or filled cracks that have deteriorated still require removal of debris and moisture prior to resealing. Use a bristle broom or a high-powered air compressor to blow debris from the crack. 3. Use a hot air lance to remove moisture from the crack and clean the surface to assure anything stuck to it is removed. Generally, when resealing, the new crack sealant will not reheat the old crack sealant to create a good bond. It is important to use a hot air lance to melt the old sealant immediately before adding new sealant to achieve a good bond. The new crack sealant should be installed immediately after the old sealant is heated. 4. When placing new hot-applied crack sealant, it is important to fill the crack from the bottom to the top of the crack to ensure a complete seal. In these situations, using a melter with a heated hose is advantageous because you want the sealant to be as hot as possible when placed into a resealed crack so it has the best opportunity to bond together and create a tight seal. Remember, sealants are limited to cracks that are smaller than 1.5 inches or 38 millimeters wide. 5. Overband the sealant using an appropriate sealing disc when applying sealant, or make a final pass using a U or V-shaped squeegee. This band needs to extend at least an inch or 25 millimeters on both sides of the crack, and it should be flush with the pavement surface. The overband should not exceed 1/16 of an inch or 1.6 millimeters high above the pavement surface and not extend greater than 2 inches or 51 millimeters beyond each crack edge. Do not leave an excessive band on top of the pavement. In addition to these tips, to treat the deteriorated cracks effectively, determine the source of the deterioration and tailor the repair to the issue. For example, cohesion loss is when the sealant fails in tension by tearing down the middle. If the old sealant is brittle, it needs to be removed and routing is important. If the old sealant is flexible, then cleaning, heating, and bonding new sealant using an overband configuration is important. Adhesion loss is when the sealant does not adhere to the sides or bottom of the crack. In these situations, it's important to remove the old sealant and establish clean and strong crack edges to bond to the new sealant, so routing the crack is important. In summary, contractors who are looking at pavement in need of repair should be sure to consider all cracks for sealing, both the new cracks that just appeared, as well as cracks that were previously sealed and are now deteriorated and no longer provide an effective seal. Keep these tips close at hand to help you achieve the most effective seal possible.